All right, let's get to the CRUD. So we've got our buttons here that don't do anything. We want to be able to add, edit, and delete. And then we already are reading, right? We're reading in the data here. We want to be able to have the create, the update, and the delete functionality. And so just quickly, this doesn't look great, this table, so we can go add in some basic styling to this admin projects page and go into the table and just add a little bit of styling. So class name equals, we can tell that it's a table, that we want it bordered, and that we want striping on it. Table striped to make it look a little bit better, and then in the header we can have it be class name equals table dark, so that the header looks a little bit different than the rest of the project. And then for the buttons, we can just throw in some basic styling here and say, so for the edit button, we can give it a class name and say that this is going to be a button. And we can use the color button primary, which I think is blue, and then make it a little smaller button, small, width 100, and then a little bit of a border. We can save that, and then for the delete button, we can do the same thing, class name equals, and then we can say button. This one we can use button danger, which I think is red, and then this is also going to be a button small, width 100. So they have kind of a consistent look, and we don't necessarily need to have a margin on that one unless we have more buttons. So as I do that, then it makes our I guess we need something here to make it show up in black. It makes it look a little bit better, right? It makes it look more like a table. I don't know why the width is not doing what I had hoped it would do. Oh, you got to type in the right thing. Width dash 100. Now we get this consistent look. So it wants something in the table head for that. I'm going to throw in there. Actually, maybe we can just do a blank one. Let's see what that does. Okay. All right, so let's make our edit and delete button actually do something. Now this is going to be a process, and so just like it's similar to what we've done in .NET actually. We're going to go in and we're going to build a new component. So let me close out these windows. Stop the server from running for, or the server, but the app from running for a second. And so in our components folder, I'm going to add a new component, new file, and I'll call it new project form. So if we want the user to be able to enter the information, right? So just like we built a form in .NET that they could go enter their data, we're going to get this new project form here. And so this will have, so I'll call it const new project form. And this is going to be equal to what's going to be passed in our, well, I'm going to skip that for a second. Sorry, I'm doing things out of order here. So in this particular component, I can put in and the information that I need. So I can say the project ID is one thing that I need, and I'm going to default it to 0, meaning it's a new project. Project name, I'm just gonna, we need that information. It's gonna be blank. I'm going to need the project type. So this is in order to create a new project, I'm gonna need all these pieces of information, right? A project regional program. Project impact. I'll set to 0 to begin with. Project phase will be blank. All of these on a new project are going to be blank, right? Now we'll change it up a little bit when we get to, well, we won't change it up, but obviously when we pass something in, not just for a new project, for editing the project, it'll have this information. And so, oh, and I did this completely wrong. So we're creating a const here. This is what I was going to say. We need to get this into a project object. And so I'll just call this form data. This is the data for the form, and I want to set the form data. and that's going to be equal to a use state of type project. So I'm going to go grab a project. It's not going to recognize that at first. I'm going to have to import it. That's referring to our project type in the TS folder, or in this types folder. So this project TS, that's the type of thing we're getting from a new project. So we say that the type is a project, and I can import my use state. And what is the default? Now, typically we've done, a blank array or whatever. This is actually what we're doing here. So all of this code. So I'm kind of glad I made this mistake, actually. So I'm trying to follow along with my notes here. This is the new. So in .NET we would say new project, and then we'd pass in the information. That's what we're doing here, is going in and passing in blank information for the project type in this form data. That's the default state, is to do that. Okay, so now that we have this set up, this component of a new project form, and of course we'll want to at the end here export the default new project form. So that's what this is going to look like. And what are we going to return out of the new project form? Well, what we want to return is this is the function, and then here we want to have our function for the new project form. All right, something's not right here. That's the data that we set up, this const, but I'm doing this in two different ways. I think in my notes I wanted to show you that we could do it either way, because this could just be set up as a function, but here we got to have a return statement. So return, and then what are we going to return? Well, this is where we want to have all those fields in the form. So just like we've done again in .NET, we'll create a form here, and the form in it is going to have, maybe have an H2 tag that says add a new project, and then we need labels for each of these things and input boxes. So one of the things I learned as I was doing this is that if we say project name for a label, that nesting the input box inside of this actually helps with screen readers and the way it lays out and everything. So we're going to put the box right in the label on these. And so we need one for project name. We need one for project type. So same thing, input type equals, we'll just put the type for now, whether it's text or whether it's a number, and we're going to go bind these in a minute. So label for the regional program, which is text as well. My fingers do not type fast enough as I'm staring at the clock. Label for the impact, and we can have again the input type equals text. Label for the project phase, where we'll put an input there, type equals text. Close that input tag, and then a label for the project functionality status. Input type equals text. We are not going to make our under 10-minute mark here. Close label, I had a mistake there. And then We got, what else do we need? Okay, so we have all of those things, and I notice I say project on half of this stuff and not on that, so maybe I'll say, no, that's okay. I like it the way it is. And then we need to add on a button type, one for submit, where we can say add a project, and then a button type equals button, and then we want to give the ability to cancel. Okay, so we have our form set up, but it's not currently bound to any of the fields that we have for the information that's coming in, this project object. So that's what we'll do in the next video, is some binding. Spencer out. Sorry for going over.